while ago, someone on Tumblr asked me to speak about differences between body image and dysphoria. So I thought today that's what I would do. I've had people say to me before, when I come out as trans to them, or if we're talking about something and it is specifically to do with me being trans or whatever, I'll often get comments from people that I can see that they're trying to sympathise with you, and the way they do it is by trying to relate to your situation somehow. So they will class dysphoria as just a generalised body issue that a non-trans person would deal with. And they'll say things like, oh, we're all unhappy with certain parts of ourselves, And I know from experience of talking to other trans people that we don't like it because it's, in a way, belittling dysphoria and not treating it as a medical condition, which it is. And I think that's fair enough, but as times went on and as my transition has progressed, I've been able to develop a different understanding of dysphoria that I couldn't see when I was pre-T or before I started passing on a regular basis. I've now come into contact with the situation that is the limitations of what hormones can do for you. I think that's helped me differentiate a bit better between what is something that is making me dysphoric and what is something that is just a body image issue that I need to just come to terms with, that I would have if I was a cis guy. For example, if I was cis and naturally went through a male puberty, I would be taller than I am right now probably, but I wouldn't be that much taller. I would still be a short guy, and that's something that I would have just had to deal with. When I was pre-T and I didn't have the jawline that I had, and I didn't have the Adam's apple, and I didn't have the hairline, say, then that was fair enough. I was dysphoric about that, because at that point I was what I would call, it was a female body at that time. But now changes have happened, and although changes will still occur for the next however long, this is pretty much this is me realise the potential of the body that I have. And so the ideas that I had for myself and when I imagined how I would look when I got on hormones is obviously not going to be exactly the same as the reality of it. So now I have to come to terms with that, and I have a male hairline and I have a male jawline and I have somewhat of an Adam's apple, and these are all male characteristics, say, of a person's body. And sometimes I'll be dysphoric and I'll say, yeah, but it would look better if I was a cis guy. But do I even really know that? I think this is it, and at this point I now have to class it as a body image thing and just accept it, because there's nothing I can do about it. It was like I was talking to my sister today. I was at the barber's and I was about to go in and wait to get my hair done, and I asked her if I should get my hair all chopped off or not, because I was saying that the length that it was at before I got it cut made me feel dysphoric, and I thought that my face looked really feminine like that. And she obviously thought it was ridiculous, and she was like, no, you look so manly. And she was saying that the reason why I'm thinking that is because of the fact that I'm trans, and there's always been this idea of progression. So it's always been like, I have to be more manly, and then a change will happen where, say, my hairline started to change. Then it was like, no, right, I need to keep going, I need to be more manly now. And it's kind of, my idea of masculinity is very macho, like the epitome of, in the scale of all things masculine. And there's this big Greek god statue at the very top, and he's totally ripped, and he's got the triangular sort of body shape, and their strong jawline, and I know that I'm never gonna be able to attain that. But yeah, she was just saying that there's always this progression. There's always this, you need to go for one bit more than what you have already. And there has to come a point where you stop and you say, this is it, I'm a guy now. I think I call a lot of things dysphoria when they're not. Like, I'm making this video right now and I can see myself on the screen, and if I look at myself at a certain point, like a second ago I looked at myself and I thought my lips looked too feminine, and I would call that dysphoria 9 times out of 10. But if I really think about it, it's strange to look at yourself, you know, to look at an image of yourself, and for 23 years I saw myself look a certain way that was pretty much consistent throughout my adult years. So say for 5 years I looked pretty much the same, and then all of a sudden your body goes through such drastic change in such a short period of time. So there is certain points where I'll look at myself and I'll recognise my old self when I was pre-T. So maybe it's not dysphoria, maybe it's that it's just a bit, you know, it's like the uncanny. It's like I see myself, but it's not myself. When I see the old version of myself, you know, the pre-T version, or before I came out. But then it's, you know, if we think about semantics, you know, it doesn't matter what we call it. Like, the word is only there to describe the feeling that you get from it, and I could call it dysphoria, but to what degree do I actually feel dysphoric? I think that's two separate things. I know that this has been kind of a trans-specific topic, but I think it would be nice to hear from non-trans people. Yeah, it would be nice to hear how non-trans people view it, and how they could compare it to issues with their own body image. All I would say is I don't think that you should be scared to talk about it. I know that trans issues is something that a lot of non-trans people want to talk about because they're scared of saying the wrong thing or whatever, but I don't think you should worry. I think you should just put yourself out there and be honest, and I'm sure you will be very sensitive anyway. There'll be no harm done, but yeah. Okay, see you later.
Let's go out back and plan a family.